Hello, everyone. This is Waldorf, I guess.
And this is Statler.
Statler. And Battle Report 66.
066.
Point 2.
Yes. Attempt number 2.
Attempt number 2. Kingdom of Equitaine versus Highborn Elves.
At huzzah! Hobbies.
All right. This is going to be interesting. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. If you're wondering, we did this a minute ago, and I didn't press record, so we did a little show for ourselves.
Exactly.
Pretty awesome.
It was the best show we ever did.
It was the best battle report we have ever done.
It would have added at least 1,000 people to our subscribers.
I'm sure it would have.
And now we're gonna suck.
So here's my Kingdom of Equitaine list. I've got the Duke for the... a Duke is my general with the Mace of Tristan. That's the one that gives me 1 strength better than his toughness.
Right.
So wounding on 3s pretty much all the time.
And can kill magic weapons.
And breaks magic weapons, which I like a lot. He's also got the Potion of Swiftness, so the idea there is he takes his Potion of Swiftness and goes before the other guy and breaks his weapon.
Yes. And the Virtue of Audacity.
Virtue of Audacity, which is if he is Strength or Toughness 5, I get to reroll failed to hits and failed to wounds.
Right. So it's...
And become stubborn.
Yeah, so it's basically
and a Crusader Helm, so he's a 1-up rerollable armor.
A defensive build.
Kind of defensive, but
yeah,
it's
about keeping him alive and hopefully getting, if it's a character, killing his weapon so he'll be stuck fighting you.
Yeah, and then pound on him with strength probably 5, or no, well, if he's got the Virtue of Audacity, I'm at least strength 6.
Yes.
So beating on the guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my general because I want to keep him alive. The next, I have another Duke on a warhorse. He's got the Dragon Lance, Dragon Scale Helm, the Dusk Stone, and the Virtue of Might. So he's got a 1-up rerollable armor, and the option to use a rerollable armor or to use a ward save.
Right.
He's
a 1-up.
He's a 1-up
option. Yes.
Correct. He has the Virtue of Might, which is the one that gives him +1 strength on the charge, +1 attack. So he ends up with 5 strength 7 attacks on the charge with the Dragon Lance. For every one of those that causes a wound, he gets an additional attack. For every attack that gets through, for every wound that gets through, he does D3 wounds.
Yeah. +1 strength.
Yeah, that's why strength 7.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't remember +1 strength, but okay.
Maybe not +1 strength.
Yeah.
Okay. The Paladin BSB with a hardened shield and the Warhorse.
Yes. So he's defensive and he's very slow.
Very slow. And you were suggesting trying to work in the Grail Virtue on him.
No, the
Questing Vow.
The Questing Vow, just to... That way it doesn't matter that much that he's going last.
Right.
And he can at least hit hard every turn.
Right. And it's the one of the very few characters that can take a hardened shield and
right,
a great weapon.
Because you can fight with the shield and the weapon.
And then a Damsel, which is a Wizard Master and 4 learned spells, running Druidism in this game.
Yeah, Druidism, also known as the popping spell, because that's what happens to your knights every time you roll in 3 or 4
that's
dice.
The popping sound that your knights are dying.
Yes, as you kill them as fast as you grow them.
Yes. A unit of knights, 11 Knights of the Realm with full command and a war banner, 9 Knights of the Realm with full command, 5 Knights of the Realm with musician and champion, and 5 Knights aspirant with a musician.
And for 5s, I like Knights aspirant more than Knights of the Realm.
Knights of the Realm.
That's me, just because gives you, I think, more flexibility to slap things around.
I think they're the exact same price, so I could swap them out, I guess. But
yeah. And even though you tend to put a character in there, the only thing you're giving up is the reroll.
The reroll charge.
Charge.
Yeah.
So, okay, you still get the devastating charge, and you still, if the character's not in there, you get to use your reroll, and you can use them as chaff or, whatever.
Yeah. It's a good point, and that's the reason I took the Knights of the Realm, was to have a character bunker, but
yeah.
After you're talking about that, maybe I don't need it as much. 3 Peg Knights with Skirmish.
Yep, no command.
No command.
Okay.
5 Yeoman Outriders, and 2 Trebuchets.
Yeoman Outriders with bows, Yeoman Outriders with throwing weapons.
Yeoman Outriders with bows.
Okay, I like throwing weapons better.
Got a longer range with bows.
Yeah, I'd rather take the 10 shots than
10
the
shots
5.
at short range.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's not like you're going to kill much anyway.
No upgrades at all for this unit.
Okay.
So
And double trebuchets.
double trebuchets. No Grail Knights
Or questing knights.
or Question Knights because I don't have those models.
Yes. Get cracking.
There's my a Kraken. You can't do that in this army.
Yeah.
There we go. These trebuchets are big even in the background, aren't they?
Especially when they're hanging off the table.
Yeah, stop that.
I think by the rules, if you're off the table, you're off the table, aren't
Am
you?
I?
Don't you have to
Maybe
actually
so.
take them off and bring them on next turn?
I'm in the middle of pivoting and I'm allowed to be off during the pivot.
Is that what it is?
It is.
At least if you had bases, maybe it would work out okay.
I could turn them sideways and they would fit, but they would look dumb.
That's true. Then you turn, and then they'd be off the table. You got halberd guys crewing them, so they can just hack those extra pieces off so they fit.
Maybe I'll get them to work on that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so here's I deployed first. I won the. Sorry, it was he picked sides. I deployed first, and I dropped my whole army
Okay.
to have a chance of going first.
And you drop it on the flank. Interesting.
And because of that, he. Well, I was hoping to kind of pin him towards one side. It was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It probably should have been directly in the center. But I was kind of wanting the trebuchets over here where they had open lines of fire as opposed to in here where you would get the building and the hill to hide behind.
Yeah, I mean, still could put them over there. They're
So-
going to die eventually anyway.
That's the plan. Anyway, we're playing the secure target in the center of the board,
Okay.
and it was just straight battle line.
And you've got 2 woods, a building, 2 hills, and a hedge.
Two
Is
woods, 2 hills, building, and a hedge. Yep.
Okay. And we don't have his army list.
We don't have his army list. I have my aspirants over here,
Mm-hmm.
the 5 unit of 5 Knights of the Realm with the Duke with
Right.
the killing blow. With the Virtue of Might.
Yes. Aspirants?
No, Yeoman.
Oh, yeoman.
Yeoman, 11 Knights with the BSB and the General,
Ah.
and 9 Knights with the Damsel.
Okay.
Of course, 3
And 3
Peg
Peg
Knights
Knights.
hanging out over here. His list, he has a big unit of swordsmen. I think it's 20 exactly,
With the banner of the Relentless Company.
with the banner of the Relentless Company.
I only know that because I remember the last battle report we did that we didn't record.
Pretty good that you know this thing, and you
You
weren't
know,
even
yeah,
there. And
exactly.
supposedly haven't seen this before. Anyway, a big block of spearmen with his mage and I guess his mage is in this unit with a mage and a
Yeah.
BSB.
And a unit filler. Also,
and a
they
unit
both
filler.
have unit fillers.
Both have unit fillers, which look really good when they're in the unit blocked up, but not so good when they're out here
Yeah.
taking space on the end. Anyway, 5 Knights of Rima.
Mm-hmm.
This is a eagle.
I'd say Rima because that's what
Rima?
they do. That's what they do to you.
Yes. An war eagle, or eagle, whatever they're called now.
Eggle, breast meat.
Breast meat. This is a frost phoenix. It's mounted. He's right back here.
More precisely, it's the Frost Phoenix's stand.
Frost phoenix's stand with
Yeah.
the frost phoenix back here watching.
Yes.
His general on a hippogriff. Not a hippogriff. Yeah, Griffin.
Griffin.
We
You-
have hippogriffs.
you have
They don't
hippogriffs.
those. Well, I don't.
You're the only ones that have hippogriffs.
Another.
You own a hippogriff model. I've
do.
seen it. I've killed it
You
at least
have
twice.
killed it at least twice, and I think I fielded it twice.
Yeah.
So,
It's because I kept killing it.
so it never went away.
Yeah.
I mean, it never comes back. Another smaller block of spearmen,
Uh-huh.
only 20 this time. 2 units of 10 archers, just plain archers, no, not Queen's Guard or anything.
Huh?
A repeater bolt
Just filling
thrower.
out core.
What's that?
Just filling out core.
Filling out core. Repeater bolt thrower, and he's running this chariot as a sky sloop.
Okay. Why not? They're good. Chariots, not so much.
They are good. So, turn 1, the yeomen have moved really far because they took a vanguard move out
Over
to
there.
here and then ran back to here.
Okay. So good to put them in the rear so they can't help.
They can't help anything, correct.
Yeah.
Had they been hanging out over here where I had originally placed them, where there's no bow fire in front of them,
Yes.
they might actually be useful.
Yeah.
But when I put them over here, this way they can't help me, and then when I try to
Sure.
move them up later, they can get shot off.
Yes, as opposed to having them up there to get shut off now so your other guys are protected.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
don't see what you're talking. I don't see what point you're trying to make.
I like how you're always thinking.
Okay.
I think it was that nasty piece of green felt. It was distracting.
This thing,
you.
I tried to get away from.
You just had to try to get away from it. They said we can't be next to this thing. It's unnatural.
That might be part of the problem.
Yes.
So anyway, so there you have it. I'm making sure the peg knights are staying out of range of this guy's move and shoot.
Right.
The sky sloop, because that strength 4 strength 5 shots, AP 1 is pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. It's got one. Doesn't it have 1 strength 5?
I thought it was
D3 wounds.
No, I think it's the other way. I think it's 4 D3 5 strength 5 shots.
Oh, I
don't know.
I didn't think it had multiple shots. I don't remember that.
I have to look that up.
Yeah.
At some point.
Otherwise, it'd be better than the other bolt thrower.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Anyway, so that's where you have it. On my first turn, I did fire and kill a single swordmaster.
That's very powerful shooting.
I'm very impressed with that.
Yes. It's because the other one couldn't shoot because it was off the table.
One was off the table and couldn't shoot.
Yeah.
And it's aimed the wrong way. It's
Yeah.
looking over this way.
Uh-huh.
The other one fired, hit on the second time, and only wounded 1.
I guess bad luck. Okay.
Kind of bad luck. Yep. So there you go with his.
Even strength 3/3 is should be good.
Should be fairly good against them. Yes. So he uses banner and comes up and gets.
Hello, boys.
Exactly. Gets right in my face.
Yes.
That's not good.
Well, it's good if you're a swordmaster.
It's really good if you're a swordmaster. Not so good if you're a knight.
Yes.
In colorful armor.
Yeah.
Not shining armor. Colorful armor.
Okay.
Well.
Well, your armor is shiny. It's the cloth is colorful.
Cloth is covering it.
Your barding is colorful. With your old school knights.
Yes. His mage left the unit and came out here and just hang out behind the hedge, just daring me to drop a rock on him.
Figures he's target rich environment. You can do that.
Yeah, there's plenty of other stuff for me to shoot at, and even if I hit the thing, it's only D3 wounds, so it probably won't kill it. I only got if I hit it dead on, I got a 1/3 chance of killing it.
D3
wounds, straight up.
I don't think it's D3 plus 1. What am I thinking?
D3 clipped wings.
I'm just clipped wings, yeah.
So if you manage...
He's kind of hovering.
He's kind of hovering? He is.
Yeah.
I think
I'd have made the argument.
It's kind of odd. The whole clipped wing thing's kind of odd.
Yes.
Because
at least it's got a goofy name.
I've got the biggest war machine in the world, a trebuchet, and I'm better at shooting at flyers.
Yes.
With lobbing rocks through the air and hitting a flyer.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
An arrow shooting at it. Yes.
Correct. Anyway, just thought I'd bring that up.
Best sniper weapons in the game are war machines.
Yeah. Cannons are really good. Unfortunately, not allowed to have those. Anyway, so there we have it. And
give it a scorpion. It's kind of like a cannon.
On the bright side, I've managed to not turn this unit enough
to protect your other guys,
to allow him to do this.
That's good.
Because had they been turned slightly more, he couldn't have gotten out of my arc with his 15-inch move.
One of the keys of using Equitaine is using maneuver.
Really?
Yeah, and also covering your units with one another.
Well, these two are covering each other.
Yeah.
They're covering each other.
Okay.
Right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
Not so much? Okay. All right. So there you have it.
Yeah.
He also did some shooting. No significance. Didn't actually kill anything at all with his first round of shooting. Even with this bolt thrower at long range.
Yeah.
So, go.
Did he try multi-shot or did he do the single bolt, strength 6? Or do you remember?
Multi-shot.
Okay, yeah.
Multi-shot. Multi-shot's the way to go against Bretonnians.
Yeah.
Equitaine, sorry. So, moving into turn.
You have the token of the Grail, so it's strength 5.
Yeah.
You didn't go with the armor-piercing one.
I'm not a big fan of the armor-piercing one.
Yeah.
I mean, I see its usage against some armies.
Yeah.
I mean, primarily Dark Elves and Empire, I guess.
Well, all the Elves.
Not so much of these guys. There's a lot of strength 5 attacks in this army.
That unit there, and there's a lot of strength 3
charge
attacks.
These guys, this unit here, this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not against the spearmen.
Right. Or against the bolt thrower.
Or against the strength 4 bolt thrower if he elects to do it that way. Correct.
Yeah.
Anyway. So anyway, moving on to turn 2. I can't get away from this unit. I can with this unit if I want to go out here somewhere. Or I might be able to make a march test and wheel past him and then wheel again back out this way.
Yeah.
And let these big gribblies get me.
Yeah.
It's not so good. Anyway, so on turn 2.
You can back up.
Yeah, 4 inches. Yeah, that'll help. So into the fray. Why not? I did not send these guys, by the way.
I see that.
I let these guys be my blocker so I didn't have to maximize and kept 2 guys out of the fight. Those 3 attacks will win me this combat.
Right.
You watch.
It could be.
Anyway. Then my trebuchets, then this unit angled, so where it should have been last turn. The big unit of Knights of the Realm.
Yep.
Trebuchets fire, and I think I fired this turn. I think I fired both shots into his general, and they both missed. Although there are a few missing here, so maybe I hit here.
On the second attempt.
Maybe I hit here on a second attempt. I think I tried to hit him on the first shot, and then when it missed, I
tried the other one on him.
figured I would try to thin them out. And I must have killed some because his unit filler and a guy is missing.
Yeah, I mean, unless something's really, really desirable, I just prefer hitting the blocks of guys.
Right.
Especially early on.
Yeah. Anyway, so this fight goes about as expected. He kills 4 of me.
Yeah.
He did not manage to kill my champion.
And you killed like 6 of him?
And I killed a bunch of him. Because he had 20, right? So I killed a few.
And you hexed him somehow?
And I gave them the hex. This is I can't think of the name of the spell. It's the Druidism spell that gives them -1 weapon skill.
Okay.
-1 leadership, I think.
Yeah.
So I got that off on him. So the main reason I did it is my Duke is weapon skill 6.
Right.
So now he's hitting on 3s. So it makes him hit a little bit better, gives him the re-rolls,
Yep.
on the charge. And maybe kill a couple extra.
Yep.
And he did fairly well, as you can see. Because the unit got the champion's attacks, and that was it.
Yeah, I figured he did all his casualties with the re-rolls and all that, so yeah.
So anyway, that's it. We either won and they stuck, or it was a push, or maybe he won by 1 and I stuck. One way or another, we're both still there.
Somebody won and somebody stuck.
Yeah, I think I won, but he stuck with his
go with that
steadfast. I like that.
Yeah, go with
Sounds
that one.
good.
Go with that one. Sounds
But he is
better.
down to 13, and he reforms this way to get some more attacks.
Yep.
To make sure everybody gets to fight.
On his turn.
That is correct. Moving on. Mage still hanging out there. It's just
Yep.
kind of irritating.
It's tempting you.
You can see my yeomen have come back out into the field.
Yep.
Getting back over here where they should have been. Should have been over here somewhere on the first turn and gotten their way and let everybody else back up and get out of the way. Anyway, that's all beside the point. So moving on to his turn, he came up just a little bit. I mean, he was back here. He just came up.
Positioning for a flank charge.
Positioning for a flank charge because he knows I've got the flank charge lined up on the sword masters.
We just want to get too close and get smacked by a lance.
Correct. And he also manages to keep the Knights of Rima out of arc of my big unit.
Yep.
So there we have it.
So a little too much pivot.
A little too much pivot this turn. Not enough last turn. Too much this turn.
Yeah.
At some point I'm going to figure this out. At least that's my thought. So there you have it.
Maybe next game.
Maybe next game. So these guys come forward. On his turn, he fireballs. He drops a fireball onto my trebuchet and does only 2 wounds.
Like, ouch.
Hurts a little bit. And his archers fire and click off my yeoman.
Yes.
All 6 of them.
You had 6?
5. All 5 of them.
Yes.
Sorry.
Did you add another one?
I added another one just so.
It was very nice of you to put them within 30 inches of his archers.
There was no other place. I mean, they were back here. I mean, I'm kind of walled in. Had they been over here where they should have been, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have had that problem.
Yeah, or had these guys been over on the side, but yeah.
Or what? Or had the whole unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a whole different story. Sorry. Back previous. I think. Yes. In my turn, that was what the top of my turn, the trebuchet this time fired. One of the trebuchets fired.
Take out the sky.
No, sorry. The spell took him out.
Okay.
I used the strength of stone spell or whatever off the impassable building
From the building, yeah.
and thumped his sky sloop and killed it.
Yeah. That's always nice.
It's nice to get D6 wounds and be able to kill something with 4 wounds.
Yeah.
So anyway, after the combat here, he has not managed to kill my champion still or do anything. He does no wounds.
Right.
I did a few, and knowing my turn's coming up, he stretches wide so that I can't flank him.
So there's no flank with the
Correct.
aspirants, right?
Yep. So there you have that. I do have a flank here, however, but I'm not sure that's worthwhile.
Depends if you can make a pursuit roll or not.
Because I'm looking 5. Yeah, I'm at least 9 inches off that board.
Yeah.
Because I've got 7 knights. They're not even on the edge, and it looks like I got room for 2 more in there.
Yeah.
So that's a long overrun to get off the board.
Yeah, it's like a 40% chance of failure.
40% chance of failure on a 9 or a 10?
Well, you're swift stride, so it's a 50%, and you get the,
50% to get a what? Anyway. So I like not to do that.
I'm sorry, 40% of success.
40% of success, 60% chance of failure. Correct.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. That was my odds. I was like,
Yeah.
am I doing this wrong?
Yeah.
So here, this night.
Well, even if it was only 40, it's still too much of a risk.
Correct.
So,
The smaller the knight units that does have the Knights of Rima and Arc takes a chance that's 20 inches away. It's like 19 3/4. So they're going to give it a shot.
why not? Because if you fail, you sit where you are.
If I fail, I don't move because the failed charge rule, which was clarified, which I'm not a big fan of, says that if you fail the charge, the first thing you do is you wheel towards the enemy that you're charging,
Right.
and then you move. If you cannot wheel towards the enemy
You don't
first, you don't move at all. Anyway, why wouldn't you just move up and then wheel towards the enemy
Yeah.
at the first possible opportunity?
Yeah.
That should be, to me, it's the way the rule should work. I'm not a fan of this at all.
No, I mean, I actually wouldn't mind if all units that fail just didn't move, but that's a whole nother discussion.
But if you are going to move units
Yes.
when they failed, then
Because of some alignment thing, it shouldn't stop
correct. There should not be an advantage to not. I mean, anyway,
you. There shouldn't be.
I can
there shouldn't be an
try-
advantage of keeping your units close together.
I can try these long charges at 20 and not worry about moving out.
Exactly.
And, anyway, whatever. All right. So, anyway, they try that. They fail, of course. The downside to this one in this case was I would have probably been better served if I just would have moved them out here.
Right.
The Peg Knights come out here to try to screen this. My unit here, they can't do it completely. I mean, because he can come in with this unit, hit me, and then overrun into me with the Knights of Rima.
And you can show your flank to the spearmen.
And then this guy, if he charges in as well, only one of them is going to get the overrun into my Knights here. That's what I'm looking for. I forgot that guys on foot can actually charge as well.
Yeah,
I don't think that should be a rule.
I would think so.
Because I've given these guys a flank, which if they hit me in the flank and line it right, he can overrun here into my flank.
Yep.
And that's not good. So anyway, I don't know what I was thinking there. I was just
You just don't seem to like Pegasus Knights.
terrible thinking.
And you didn't even spread them out.
So this turn I cast a spell and get a wound back on my trebuchet.
Okay.
Actually, I cast.
So
you can see it right there. I cast the -1 weapon skill
Okay.
again on this unit.
Yep.
Both trebuchets fired into the Knights of Rima
Yeah.
because I think strength 4 armor piercing means he only has a 4-up save. I hit 1 under the hole and 3 more.
Right.
if I hit. So, I have a good chance of killing a couple if I get a hit.
Uh-huh.
Of course, they both missed. Twice. Didn't even get the strength 3. 2
Yeah.
hits off on them. Anyway. Fight over here on the right with the Swordmasters continues. I kill a few. He's down to 8 now.
And he kills nobody.
And I had reformed these on my turn to hide them behind the Swordmasters.
Yes.
So that this guy could not charge me, this Frost Phoenix.
And you gave up your rank bonus.
And gave up my rank bonus because I figured I don't need it. I'm Bretonnian. I'm Equitaine, sorry.
Yeah.
For some reason, he pulled off this strange move called a combat reform after the combat.
Yes.
Which I was not aware of.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah.
And exposed my unit again.
Yes.
He'd only done it like the last 2 turns, so I'm not wondering why this surprised me. Anyway.
Well, you're old. You live from moment to moment because you can't remember the last moment.
I did. If I would have backed up 4 inches, I would have been fine, probably.
Yeah.
At least made this a challenge of a charge.
Yeah.
Anyway. So there's a couple dumb moves right there. Pretty good. And on his turn, he does exactly what you said. He charges these 2. He starts by charging. He actually started by charging the
Spearman.
Spearman into the Peg Knight's flank.
And you chose to
I
flee.
can't have that, so I flee. They fled off the table.
So you fled,
Flew.
and you couldn't deploy
flew.
anywhere.
What's that? Yeah, there was no spot because the
Yes.
trebuchet used to be right here.
Yeah.
I missed a picture in here. The trebuchet used to be in here, so
Might
they
as well have stayed where you were.
fled all the way through. I might as well. Well, no, because that would have put this unit in my flank, which would have doomed.
Oh, was it in your flank up there?
Yeah, it was. If it would have. Oh, that's no.
Yeah, he would have been off like over that
Correct.
way, right?
No. He would have hit me, and then if he kills me, he's overrun into this unit's flank
With
because the pegs were right here. The spearman.
right.
The spearman would have overrun into my.
That's what I was saying. Were they on? Were they? I didn't know how far they were. So
Yeah, because of the way he could have aligned to the peg knight, because I also had him too deep to make
Yep.
sure he could get into my flank.
yeah, instead of 1 deep. Yes.
If there were
Saw
only
that-
1
saw that
deep, he
earlier.
could not
Yes.
have done that. So, yeah. Yeah, you can see I need to start using this army a bit more. Anyway, so he charges both these units into my knights,
Okay.
which I am okay with.
Got lots of characters and lots of ranks.
I got a BSB, I've got my general, and I've got a champion in the front rank. So I'm feeling okay about this. Because this guy over here is his general.
Right.
So
And your general's
my
designed
general's
to
here on the corner.
stand up to him.
And I have stubborn since I'm touching him as well.
Yes. Yes.
So I got that going for me. Oh, and then during the magic
and you have
phase,
a musician at the back of your unit.
during the magic phase, he fireballed off my wounded trebuchet,
Okay.
and I've got a musician hanging out here in the
After,
back
of course, after your Pegasus ran away.
after my Pegasus ran
Yeah.
away. There he goes. You can see he did make in with the Frost Phoenix.
Yep.
Spearmen have come up and reinforced. He just took a failed charge here because he did not want to send them into the front. He would rather these 2 units get in.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a failed charge there. Eagles still hanging out there behind him. Moving on. There we have it. That's just a better picture of a different picture of it. So he fireballs this trebuchet and puts 5 wounds on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Not real good. Over here, the fight continues with the Swordmaster. Looks like I killed 1, I think he might be pulling off 2, but I think I only killed 1.
And he killed your champion.
He did kill my champion this time, finally, on the 3rd round of combat, I think.
Yeah. He can't kill your tailless duke.
He can't kill my tailless duke.
They're afraid they're afraid of him because he has no tail.
Tailless wonder.
Yes.
Over here, his Frost Phoenix come in and did absolutely nothing. I did a wound to him, and we pushed and stuck around.
There you go.
He was directly on my guy.
Your guy.
My general.
Your general.
His general was on my general, and he did not like that fight because I have the potion of swiftness and can re-roll my. I'm sorry, I had potion of swiftness over here.
Correct.
Oh, he has the potion of swiftness.
You can just break. He has potion of swiftness. Yes.
Yes. So
And he can break his sword
I can break his sword
or whatever he has.
which was not that he didn't have anything really special,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm re-rolling my hits and wounds against him,
Right.
and wounding on 3s.
Yep.
So I'm going to do a lot of wounds. He's only got a 5-up ward
Oh, okay.
and like I think a 3-up armor maybe. I'm going to be strength 6, so he's probably going to have a 6 and a 5 rolling
Yeah.
save. So he doesn't want to challenge. He doesn't want to mess with me. So what did happen? Somehow.
He has.
Oh, I issued a challenge with mine
Uh-huh.
because I wanted him to fight me.
Right.
He accepted with his champion, which meant his general does
Now
not get to
can't
fight.
Yeah, it's a,
'Cause the-
it's a goofy rule.
Yeah, it's goofy that the characters don't get the swirling melee
Yes.
rule that the rank and file
Yeah.
get.
I've always hated the playing with the challenge rule that lock guys out of combat.
Correct.
I just
Yeah,
never liked it. I mean, it's better now, but it's still not quite right.
correct. So I of course beat his champion in the challenge. His 4 remaining knights
Probably took some overkill.
and did a couple points of overkill, I think. His 4 remaining knights did some work. I think they killed 4 of mine.
Wow. Yeah.
The strength 7 on the charge, I think,
Oh.
with that banner.
Oh, he's got the strength banner.
He's got the strength banner on.
Okay, so 7. Oh no, it's not. It gives him devastating charge, right?
Gives them devastating charge.
Double attacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it is then.
If it's that banner that I'm thinking about.
So they're
yeah.
strength 6. So I'm 5 up, 5 ups,
Yeah.
and he's gonna.
Oh no, or does it give him thunderous
I
charge?
think he
and
gives them thunderous charge, and
and they have
they
devastating
have
charge
devastating
already.
charge
yeah,
already.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they are strength 7.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I remember that banner is the one that gives. He's used it on the sword masters before to give them strength 6 on the charge.
Right, right.
So anyway, so it is strength 7. So I'm a 6 up, 5
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Anyway, he kills 4 guys. I hold. I've got 2 ranks.
Sure.
2 ranks, 2 banners.
You're steadfast with the general and
steadfast with general and a BSB.
BSB. So it's
Even
not
if he won.
unlikely you'd run away. Not impossible.
Because I
but
did at
unlikely.
least 2 wounds. I've got at least 2 banners and the war banner. So
Right.
Anyway. So anyway. Either case, everyone stands. And we move on to turn 4. Doo-doo. So, realizing I'm actually not in terrible shape because neither one of these spear blocks can get into the fight.
Right.
So because I'm out of arc everything here.
Right.
He can't charge past his own unit. So realizing I'm doing very well,
You decided
I
to
decided
send it back in the other
the
direction.
best thing to do would be to give him a chance and charge into the spearman.
Yes.
Elven spearman. This turned out not to be a good idea if I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. But anyway,
How bad could it be?
there you go. Look at that. I made the charge. I'm so happy. I'm not real sure what I'm doing here. I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attacks. 8 knight attacks.
My attack. Sure, Damsel's got a strength 3 attack.
And 3 strength 4 horse attacks and a damsel attack.
Yes.
That's what I got going for me right there. So anyway, and he's got hitting on 2s with killing blow,
Yeah.
lethal strike. Anyway,
Both. Lethal strike and armor piercing.
armor piercing and lethal strike.
Yeah.
Correct. So moving on, the trebuchet with 1 wound left decides to fire,
Might as well shoot one more time.
and everything else is pretty much tied up. So I'll kill 8
And
of these
doing
guys.
what it's good
9
at.
of these guys.
Killing large amounts
Actually,
of
it
dudes.
looks like 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10. That's nice. Could have used that earlier. Now, had this unit taken that 10, then this charge might have made sense.
And that was probably even slightly unlucky.
Yeah, it hit on the first hit this time.
Yeah, you hit
so
16 of them, so
16.
you wound.
Yeah, that's about right. Wounding 2/3 of them,
Yes.
right?
So you wound like 12?
Is it 12? No.
Yeah, so
It's like 11 at best.
2/3? Oh,
2/3 of
sorry.
15 is only
Not
10.
3/4, yes.
So
yeah.
anyway, it did well.
Yeah.
I was happy with it. So over here in this big fight, we beat the Knights of Rima. They run. My general killed his.
So in the next
general.
round, you decided to fight. his
Oh,
general.
sorry. And this, yes, I issued the challenge again and made him fight me again.
Okay. And you actually killed him off.
And
That's
I killed him. Over here, he discharged. He only killed 3 of me. It wasn't
Yeah.
as bad as I expected
Right.
after I did the math, which I should have done before I charged, but
Yeah. It's not the first round you have to worry about.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
I did hardly anything to him, as you can see, though.
Uh huh. Can't tell, but okay.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to see.
And you formed up, and your Knights Aspirants didn't want to fight.
The Knights Aspirants did not want to fight this. They only took 1 wound, but that was enough to chase him away,
Yeah.
despite their steadfast 9, 8 actually, because of the fear.
Right.
Because I didn't charge, or it's not the turn of the charge.
And he's still afraid of your tailless Duke.
And he still cannot touch my tailless Duke with his 1-up rerollable armor.
Yep. Or
Actually,
touched
he
him
did.
a little bit.
Sorry, he did. He did reach out and touch him
He
a bit,
scratched
didn't
his
he?
armor.
The blue unit, the big unit of Knights of the Realm, turned to face the center of the board, so they've
Yep.
got pretty much everything in their arc.
Uh huh. So his
And
turn.
back on his turn, bottom of 4, the Frost Phoenix charges the fleeing Knights
Aspirant.
Aspirant.
Chases him off the board because of the huge size of your trebuchet.
Exactly. And thumps the trebuchet. Redirects into the trebuchet and
Yes.
proceeds to kill it in the
You really
combat.
need to get some bases under those things.
I do. It's this base. I'll just steal this next time
Yeah.
I see him. I've got 2 other bases. I just
Yeah.
need to do something with them. Over here, the spear block kills 2 more, I think, and chases them away.
There's only 2 lefts and a mage.
So now I've got 2 and a mage left. His other unit of spears that took the pounding from the trebuchet move into the woods.
Yep.
Take a full march.
So they can be ready
So
for
they
when you
can
rally.
be ready for when I rally. They can finish me off. These are dead, actually. Those are the 2 he killed.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're below half strength of this unit.
but I'm not below a quarter, so
Yeah.
I can rally.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, he parks the eagle in front of me, so I can't do anything.
Isn't that the 9 one?
This was the 9,
You got 2 left.
but it's 3 in the unit. The mage counts as part of the unit.
Oh, does it really count?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, it's the mage counts as part of the unit until she leaves it, and then she's no longer anyway. He dropped the immolation spell, which does bad things to me if I park on it.
Yep.
I don't mind running through it. I was going to charge this eagle, kill it, and reform facing about the same way I am,
Right.
keeping these guys in my front. But he said this does really nasty things to me. It's like does damage in every phase or something. So
I don't remember the spell.
I don't either. I need to look at it, but
I don't think it does every phase, but I think every magic phase.
it
But
sounded worse than it was, so I
Yeah.
left it alone. So I was like, okay, I'll let his eagle live. Anyway, that was his. That was
Bottom of his turn.
So we're going to move on to turn 5. That's what it's looking like at the start of the turn. I've got him down to 4 up here now. Woohoo! His
Yes.
banner is matching my wound
yes,
that I'm doing every turn. 4 strength, 4 attacks. It's not easy to get a wound through, I guess.
yeah, because it's not steadfast anymore.
He's no longer steadfast, but his BSB might be out of range now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there we have it.
So when he won, he turned the face.
He won. Yes, when the
Yes.
Frost Phoenix won,
yeah.
it turned to face the center of the board, and it can also deal with this unit if it so
Yep.
decides to. On my turn, I charged my BSB out of the front corner of this unit into here. It was, and we checked, and it was just barely in his
Decided
flank.
you need your Duke to come and help.
Otherwise, he's never going to get through them.
Yeah, he will. He
and-
will someday.
This is bringing a charge, a flank, and a banner, so
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think this is the way to go.
Well, your characters are what needs to win, and you need them in the fight. So
Correct. So anyway, he goes out here and fights there. My small units of knights have rallied
yep.
and turn to face the impending doom.
Hmm.
Now, let me go back. Previous. Now, see, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, this is fine. He's going to charge me, and that'll be it, right? No big deal. Okay. He'll charge me, kill me, probably, and then I die and no further damage. Well, because of that, I thought it was a really good idea to cast the regrowth.
Yeah.
And now when he charges me, kills me, he can overrun into my flank.
There you go. Yeah.
I did get 4 knights back.
You did.
And it cost me 2 knights and a wound
knights.
to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, anyway, I did get the regrowth. Got that going for me. Right? That's good.
I suppose.
Anyway, because I did have the Oaken Throne up this turn.
Yeah.
That's what this marker is.
So
So it should be with her.
So who got the extra wound?
I think I raised a knight. I think I raised one, and then the spell brought 3
Okay.
more back, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I didn't give her the wound because figured she was doomed as it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Over here, these two have cleaned up, killed. Between the 2 of them, they killed 2,
Yes.
but it was enough to send them packing.
But he ran away and he's running.
And
you let him go.
elected to let them run
And you were able to turn around.
and turn around so I can face what's out here.
Right. And it looks like he's deciding where he wants his Phoenix to charge.
Yes, and he's looking at all his options with his Phoenix.
Yes.
And decides that the Phoenix is going to fly out here and chaff my Duke.
Yes.
The Spearman charged into my Mage. This is kind of a little confusing because we missed a picture in his turn.
Missed some
There's
pictures.
a couple pictures missing, and for his whole turn,
So he charged your Mage, killed the Mage.
Killed the Mage, elected to overrun into my unit.
to the flank of your unit. Okay.
That was his turn.
That
And
was
on his
turn.
turn, he also flew
And
up
he
here.
changed his facing on these spearmen here.
Correct. To keep an eye on this
Yeah.
stuff, I guess.
Yeah, and he changes Knights of Rima to face your characters.
Correct.
And instead of charging with his Phoenix to help out and doing a combo charge, he chose to try to chaff you up.
Yes, to keep him out of the fight, I guess.
Yeah.
And his sword masters have failed to rally.
Okay.
And they're still heading to the edge of the
They're
board.
below 25%, so you're hoping they run away.
On my turn, because my movement phase has already happened on turn 6.
Okay.
On my turn,
So it's now turn 6.
So it's now turn 6. You can see over
Yes.
here. My Duke is charged into his Frost Phoenix.
Okay.
And there's my 1 wound on my
Okay.
knee, and I'm right there in front of him.
And he's got the Dragon Lance.
And he's got the
extra
Dragon
wounds,
Lance, the Virtue of Might. And my BSB has charged out and into the flank of the
these
sword,
guys.
which puts him in contact with his wizards.
Yeah.
You know, so I got that going for me. In the ensuing, there you go. There he is. He was hiding under his wings earlier.
Yep. He's not corner to corner, so I can complain about that rule.
I tried.
Yeah.
I gave you the one thing to complain about, but I can't give you both. And you got the felt you can, whinge about.
Yes.
Anyway, so there you have that. And over here is this fight going on.
So I'm sorry. It looks like he caused. I don't know what all those dice and things are.
Which dice?
On the Phoenix. So you've
Oh,
caused.
the Phoenix, there's nothing really going on yet.
Okay, I just see a die and a wound marker.
He has a wound marker from something else. The
Okay.
die was for, I don't know what the die was for.
Nothing important. Okay.
Nothing important that I can remember.
Okay.
But he has a single wound from the Knight's Aspirant. Aspirant.
Okay.
Aspirant. Anyway, over here in this fight, my general issues a challenge so that he can at least get into the fight. He's got a BSB and a mage. He takes it with his champion, of course, but at least it gives me some hits and overkill. Otherwise, I'm just standing there watching the fight behind me. Not a huge fan of that.
What's that?
Not a huge fan of not being able to make way. I see it in some ways, but then in others, I don't like it.
I don't mind it.
I mean, he can move around as far as he wants in the front, but he's not allowed to back up a man.
You can always reform.
Well, anyway, he can do that.
I don't mind it just because, like units like this that have multiple characters. Remember how it used to
Yeah,
be?
you can just. But,
You just send all
but
your
with the-
characters and just kill the
Correct.
The
Kill
guy
off
charge you in the
anything that
rear.
charge you in
Yeah,
the
it was
rear.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the positive side of that rule.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what we have. So I issue a challenge. He accepts with his champion, and between that and the wounds caused by the unit and the fact that he only did 2, he charged in the flank, did 2 wounds, I don't know how many wounds, but he ran, and my BSB ran him down. This unit elected to hold. And over here, I've done 3 wounds to the Frost Phoenix.
Okay.
I got 3 wounds through. That's what it was.
Okay.
I got 3 wounds through his ward and everything else,
Right.
and rolled 3 1s. Oh, sorry, 1s and 2s.
I see.
For the multiple wounds.
Yeah.
He stayed, but that was the top of the 6, bottom of 6. I killed him off. He elected not to charge anything on the bottom of 6.
Oh, he didn't send his Knights of Rima in to
The Knights of Rima didn't go in.
try to help out?
They did not.
Huh.
So killed this guy. They hung out. Everyone else just kind of stood where they were. I got a win, but it was not a major one.
Because he got the objective?
Because he got the objective. So it still turned out a few points in my favor. But
Yeah, so minor Equitaine win.
Minor Equitaine win.
Against Highborn Elves.
Yes.
You don't see that very often.
Hopefully you'll see it a lot more often. No.
Especially when you try to fight them in the face.
Yeah, I don't. I've got to learn that. That's bad. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not sure what to do. Let's just go into their strength.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've got like big movement and maneuverability. So
Yeah, why use that?
Why use that? Had I just marched out here 16, I could have threatened these 2 units. I could have charged one, killed it, and then been near the objective.
Yep.
At least, if nothing else, challenged the objective.
And maybe never even fought those swords masters.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so lessons learned.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's where it ended.
But a win's a win.
But a win's a win, and we'll take it.
And did you win his sunglasses? Is that what happened?
And I got a pair of sunglasses, a
tape measure, and
a quarter of a bottle of water,
and a spit-in bottle of water, and a piece of paper.
Yes. A Deer Park backwash.
That's what I talk about victory.
That is victory. When you got this kind of stuff coming in,
Exactly.
Victory.
Exactly.
So anyway, that's going to be it. Thanks for listening.
Till next time.